Now it's time for the next session. The topic is going to be From Glass Panes to Autonomous Lanes, How Agentic AI Elevates Observability Beyond Visual Monitoring. This session will be conducted by Mr. Uday Kumar Cherkara, Principal Solutions Consultant, New Relic. Let me give a small brief about sir. Mr. Uday brings a wealth of expertise to the field of observability, having spent close to 2 decades working in various aspects of infrastructure and application monitoring in multi-cloud environments with a deep understanding of full stack and enterprise monitoring tools. Mr. Uday has become a trusted expert in the field, always attuned to customer requirements and feedback. At New Relic, Mr. Uday is passionately supporting the introduction and adoption of new technologies for full stack observability to leading digital native and enterprise customers across India. With this, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be having them shortly on the dais, and I request everyone, please be with us throughout the evening, because post the conference, we are going to have the award ceremony we all are waiting for all the awardees. In advance, congratulations, because you have earned something in your life. That's why you're here today and you'll be awarded. So I request everyone, as we already have a house full, I'm expecting everyone will be with us till the evening. With this, thank you so much, and over to you, sir.
Sure, I think by the time he moves, I think I'll not get distracted. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're able to hear me loud and clear at the back. Fantastic. That was quite an introduction, isn't it? In short, I'm old. That's as simple as that. Just to introduce myself again, from my perspective, I'm Uday Kumar Cherkara. I'm a Principal Solutions Consultant with New Relic. I've been in this industry, back then it was not called observability, 2 decades now, right? And the closest thing to application monitoring was performance counters in Windows. I don't know how many of them remember that. And also mainframe systems. They do exist today, right? For some reason, the time is not showing up, so I'm not sure. I have unlimited time, is that the understanding? Fantastic. And I've been told that if you're not interacting in this session, probably they'll delay the lunch by another half an hour. So let's keep it a little more interactive, right? Why is it showing 18 minutes? It should be 20 minutes, man. All right. See, the reason, again, I'll probably not spend the entire 20 minutes just me talking. I want to ensure that it is on the lighter note, because you've been bombarded with a lot of information today, right? So it's all gone. I'm not sure probably you're even able to digest the facts that what I'm going to discuss today, right? Now, if you look at the title, it's a long one. And we cannot ignore AI, right? We cannot ignore. Everybody is talking about AI. So I didn't want to kind of distract from that. I'm also going to talk about AI. But then very specific about how observability and AI are intersecting today, right? And if you look at the title, that's something I came up, it's not something that I came up with. I took an help from my Gemini AI assistant, right? I gave all the feedback saying that I'm presenting in DevOps in Delhi. I gave all the context and it came up with this. All right, how many of you use AI Assistant today? Good, good. And how many of you use Gemini? Because lately Gemini has been really good. Apart from, I think last week or 2 days back, they did some pro upgrade. It has gone worse. I'm not sure if you have noticed that, right? Okay, said that, I'll first talk about, okay, even before I get into observability, how many of you know New Relic? Not here. Have you heard New Relic before? Do you understand New Relic? It's very limited, right? So I'll tell you how New Relic is impactful today in India's ecosystem. If you have booked a cab, if you have ordered food online, if you have ordered groceries online, New Relic is working in the back to ensure that you get a good digital experience. That's how important New Relic is in the Indian ecosystem today. Right? I'm not naming customers, but then you know who the customers are, right? Now, the best part Again, the other thing that I wanted to understand, has anybody seen me presenting before? Because I do regularly present in some of the DevOps. Has anybody done that? Because I have some jokes from my previous presentation. I thought I'll reuse it. If not, then I can probably reuse it again here. How many of you know what observability is? Right, fantastic. That's the beauty of DevOps, right? Because I don't want to spend a lot of time putting emphasis why observability is important, what observability is, right? I'll give you a quick definition. This is as per New Relic, what observability is, right? And I'll not read through the definition. I can see it here, I can see it here. I don't remember it also. But then the things that you need to focus on are, if you see there are some additional aspects that is different from monitoring. Experiences, customers, real time, right? Now this is what differentiates observability from any monitoring solution, right? I still find it difficult to say observability. I'm sure a lot of you also do that, right? But then practice for 2 years, I'm good now. Now, what is the big difference between an observability and a monitoring solution? It's a system of engagement, a system of intelligence for us now in New Relic, and I'll show you how. Does anybody know what this image is? Quick one. Engine, right? Okay, good. It's good enough. I thought the clarity would be an issue here, but then good. Why do you think I put it here? It was once slated the engine of India, national engine of India. Do you know which engine is this? So what was Maruti 800 using, or let's say even Maruti Swift? It's the Fiat's multi-jet diesel engine. If you have driven Swift, if you have driven Desire, if you have driven any other diesel engines in the range of 2010 to 20, you probably would have been using Fiat's engine underneath, with different names although, right? Because Tata had a different name, Fiat had its own vehicle, Maruti had its own version of it, and so on and so forth, right? 24 cars in India used this engine, 5 different brands were using this. What is the relevance? There is no relevance, all right? This is just to give you some intention of kind of grabbing your attention. I've put this, right? But then eventually, I'll come back to this point. Just keep that in your mind. I'll relate back to this point at a very later stage, right? Now, again, I don't have to spend a lot of time here. This is an observability report that we kind of did, survey we did with our customers, right, across the globe. So on an average, annually, there are 242 incidents, right, wherein there is 77 hours of downtime, and it's only getting harder, right? All our previous gentlemen that spoke about observability, starting from Cast24 to Datadog, and the panelists also talking about observability, single pane of glass. I'm going to take it a step further down. We are beyond that, right? And how we are able to do that is using intelligent observability. Any guesses what intelligent observability would mean? All right. I want to tell you what intelligent observability is, but then before that, in New Relic, we have defined 3 different eras in observability, right? The first one, that is Observability 1.0, was all about instrumentation. You had application for servers, you have monitoring solutions for databases, you had monitoring solutions for networking, and so on and so forth. So I've worked with different organizations where, especially enterprise organizations, where they had 20 different monitoring solutions, right? The next era was, according to us, is data era, and we started it in 2021, the unified platform that we are talking about. While all the other vendors are still talking about unified, we have already taken our step towards Observability 3.0. And what is that? A lot of AI, agentic AI, automation, workflows, business outcomes through observability, right? And how do we do that is something that I'm going to discuss. Now, you may ask, I'm happy with my dashboards, right? So if I come to the unified view, I get a view, unified view, I get an opinionated data. But then the challenge today is you're getting too much of opinionated data, right? Sometimes even, so it's like, sometimes my wife comes in, walks in and says, we need to talk, right? Just that. I get notified that we need to talk. You need to understand what is the underlying message behind that, right? There's a lot of thought that goes after that, what she needs to talk. You go through all the historical information events that I got through, and you kind of trying to understand what went wrong, right? That's the situation with Unified View. We want to solve that for you. And we have the opportunity to do that because we have all the tools now available, all the agentic AI, the evolution around AI that is happening, that will do the work for you. And that's what intelligence era would look like. Now, it's a vision. We have started our journey towards that. I would take it as that no other vendor has started doing that, even that, right? And we have already started our journey. We have already starting to build an ecosystem around it. And I'll show you some snippets of it, which is already live in our platform. Now, again, this is just a slide. You can just walk through. Intelligent data, intelligent insights, and intelligent actions. Now, my focus today would be around intelligent actions, right? Because intelligent data and insights is something that a lot of the other folks spoke about in the morning, right? And I'll not spend too much running around the bush on those aspects, right? But then just to give you an idea, New Relic has an AI strategy, right? It's very clear. We take a three-pronged approach. One is AI monitoring. The second is New Relic AI. The third is Agentic AI. I'll probably spend 2 minutes on each of them, but then my focus is on Agentic AI, right? What do I do by New Relic AI? New Relic has bought industry's first AI assistant in the platform. What do I mean by that? You can simply ask questions to our AI assistant on the platform, as simple as telling what's burning today. It will scan through your entire account, tell you not only what's burning, it will tell you the root cause of it as well. Somebody who is non-technical can also go there, ask them, there is a beautiful dashboard been created, but if you don't understand the data of it, what's the point? Somebody would have created, an engineer would have created it for you, but then somebody as a business user, you come in, you don't get a clue what's happening there. You see some red dots, you see some green dots, what's the point? You can tell our AI assistant to interpret the dashboard for you. So in plain English, it can give you that information today. And that is live already in our platform. Right? That's the New Relic AI. The second aspect is AI monitoring. So we spoke about in the previous sessions also that you cannot ignore or deny the AI agents or LLM models and ML models being part of your application ecosystem, right? It will eventually become part of naturally native to your applications, right? We have already started monitoring them for you, right? And we have the largest breadth of all the LLM models, ML models that we cover as part of AI monitoring. How many of you know what is MCP servers? Do you understand the benefits of MCP server? And do you understand the challenges around MCP server as well? Right, so the concept of MCP is, it's a protocol that is, or a framework that is created for all the LLM models to kind of, or agents to talk to each other or to other tools, right? The challenge there is, it has created a black hole, right? Security, governance challenge, something that happens inside an MCP server, you don't have visibility today. New Relic, from last month onwards, has already started monitoring MCP servers for you. And very soon, we'll have our own version of MCP servers that you can use with our Agentic AI. Now, this is the snapshot or snippet of the thing that is available in our platform today. Now, let's talk about the most interesting part here, Agentic AI. Now, there are two ways to do it, right? There are different strategies. I'll talk about the New Relic strategy. New Relic, for somebody who is not known to New Relic as an ecosystem or as an observability platform, we are the inventors of cloud APM. We started back in 2008. We have 85,000 customers today globally using New Relic. 50% of Fortune 500 companies across the globe is using New Relic today, right? That's the kind of impact that we're bringing globally as well. The reason I'm saying that is, we know our strengths, and we want to continue with our strengths. We don't want to get into an area where we don't have expertise in. It's very tempting, right? Because of AI, you can build applications, you can extend your functionality. It's very tempting, but then we are not doing that. For example, let's say ServiceNow. They have been in the ITSM industry for close to 20 years. We don't want to build another ServiceNow and add as a functionality to a New Relic platform, right? Microsoft is there. So what we are doing instead is, our strategy is creating an ecosystem by partnering with these vendors, right? They are building their own set of AI agents. We are building our own AI agents. And we want to ensure that we bring this intelligence into their environment. So somebody who is using ServiceNow today can use Neuralic's Agentic AI integration and get all the intelligence about observability in their ITOM solution today. That is already live. Similarly, with GitHub also, we have brought in an integration. Are you using GitHub Copilot today? And coding agent? We have an active integration with those agents as well today, right? So if you're using, you know what's the purpose there, right? What we're trying to build is an closed autonomous loop of feedback loop that works with these two agents talking to each other and taking actions on your behalf. That is already live. And this ecosystem is growing as we speak. So we will get into, like I said, we don't want to get into cloud. We don't want to get into security, right? There are good players already available. We are extending it to their ecosystem so that your users or your engineers do not have to learn a new solution, right? They can continue to use their existing solution and work with our intelligence. That's the end goal that we are looking at. And these are some of the integrations that we have already built, and it is growing as we speak, right? I'll show you a quick snippet of ServiceNow. Can you play the video, please? The reason I don't have a live demo, there is always a challenge. Something will not work, right? So it's better to have a video run. I'll be more than happy to run you through that, right? So this is the video. What you see here is the ServiceNow ITOM solution, and you can see any first responder can talk to our AI agent, ask for questions based on, so what happens today is you just get an alert. You know what the alert is, you probably get some details around it. You can't question it back, right? So now with our integration, we give you the capability, you can question back to our AI agent, and it will respond back based on the data that we have around your observability. So that is already active. Anybody using ServiceNow in their environment? Yes. Please go ahead and test it out. That would be my recommendation. Yeah, you can switch back. The next thing that I wanted to show you was around GitHub, right? So what it does is, it can, once you deploy a code using GitHub Copilot today, Neuralic AI agent will automatically start monitoring. It will identify there has been a code deployed. It will start monitoring your performance key metrics at transactional level details as well. It will get that information. If there is any issue it finds, any performance degradation, it will create a GitHub issue automatically for you. So you can either consume it by the engineers who are working on it, or you can let your Copilot take decisions based on those issues and make a fix automatically, right? And this visibility is currently available in our platform today already, right? I would highly recommend, please go ahead and start with the integration. It would be really helpful. Now, the second aspect is, in your ID, I was talking about in your ecosystem itself, if you want to ask certain questions, you can prompt our agent, as you can see in the screen, for certain information. It will fetch that details, give you the contextual information, tell you when the deployment was done. You can track the resources around the deployment to understand whether you want to roll back or not, right? So we also have this kind of integration where you can work within your ID to get any information on the observability part. So this is the approach that we are going to take going forward with any orchestrator, right? We are working closely with some of the other vendors. I cannot disclose what vendors that we are working on, but then very soon you'll get the entire list of what vendors that we are working on. I'm sure other vendors, other observability vendors will also start doing it, but then they are still on glass panes, right? Whereas we have already moved towards Agentic AI, which is the intelligent observability 3.0. Now, one thing that I wanted to also tell you about, very specific to AI, is today in our platform we can do predictions. So it's not proactive, it is predictive analysis. So something, for example, as simple as, let's say there's a throughput of your application being captured by Neuralic today. In our platform today, you can predict what would be a throughput next hour based on your historical data, based on your seasonality. Imagine things that you can do around predictivity. You can set alerts on predictive data as well. What do I mean by predictive data? Something that has not gone wrong yet, right? In the next hour, we predict that it might go wrong. You can set alerts on them as well, right? So those kind of predictions are also available in our platform. And like I said, we cannot delve into the details of all of this in here, right? It's not the right forum. So at any point in time, if you're interested in any of the things that you want to see live with us, we are available in the booth there. More than happy to have a conversation, more than happy to have any side of conversation that you would want to, right? Now coming back to the engine ideology, right? So Neuralink, imagine Neuralink platform to be that engine that the other ecosystems can use, right? That's the relativity I was kind of putting it back. With that, thank you very much. I'll not hold you for lunch, and appreciate you got to learn something today, right? Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Please be with us. May I invite Mr. Ashish Gupta, Vice President, Head of Software Berry. So please join in to present a small token of appreciation as sir is here with us and given us their time here.